everybody. Just wanted to do a little bit here about missions and the nature of missions. There's two types of missionaries out there. There's those that we call Moochenaries and those that we call missionaries. You say, Moochenary? What's a Moochenary? Well, the Moochenaries are the ones that they go to another country and they write very fancy newsletters and they have many amazing stories to tell. But actually, if you know them in person, you would find that they're better storytellers than they are missionaries. In other words, they can write very fancy newsletters and they can provide these amazing full-color photos and stories. But in reality, a lot of times they're just sitting around playing kung fu on their computer and they're just going horse riding. And these are from people that I've known. They tell a lot of good stories. And it's very impressive from a distance, but when you get up close, it's not so impressive. You find out it's just a lot of talk, and they put a lot of emphasis on money. So when you meet a missionary that it's all about money, stay away from them. That's my advice. If somebody is a so-called missionary and their main focus is to get more money, I think there's something wrong with them. I think that something wrong with them. I would advise that you stay away from them. Because I believe that a true man of God, a true missionary, somebody who's truly sent from the Lord, of course needs money, but realizes that they need God more than anything else. I've known people over the years that one thing they always said to me, it always kind of struck me as odd. I didn't really know how to judge it at the time. Of course, I know better now, but they would always say things like, if we have more money, we can get more souls saved. And I found that is completely false. Money does not bring the power of God. Money does not bring conviction of sin. Money does not prepare a sinner's heart to hear the gospel. Money cannot do any of those things. Money's necessary to provide transportation. Somebody has to eat and somebody has to live in a place and things like that. So yeah, money's necessary, but money cannot change anybody. Money cannot bring conviction of sin. It cannot do the work of the Holy Spirit. So you can have all the money in the world, and the best you can do is provide some very fancy photos, some very well-written newsletters, some fanciful stories, and that's it. But you're a Moochenary. You're not a missionary. And I wonder if people like that are really sent at all. A missionary is somebody who they might not have any stories to write. They might not have any fancy photos. They might not have any fancy videos. But they are clearly gone out, trusting in the Lord. They're not looking to man for money. They're not focused on support raising. They're not focused on writing well-written support letters, but they're focused on just doing the work of the ministry. And many of the people like this are unknown. Nobody knows where they are. They don't have newsletters. They don't have mailing lists. They're just unknown people that have gone out in the name of the Lord with a vision and a burden. And sometimes people like this eventually over time become famous and write books. Bruchko is one that comes to mind, who's a guy that went to South America and God used him mightily. Most of these people, they'll never be heard of. Nobody will ever know their names, but they serve the Lord. They serve the Lord with tears, with suffering, sacrifice, oftentimes without enough funds, without very much money at all. And maybe they don't have a lot of fancy stories to tell, but they're learning languages. They're reaching out to the locals. They're doing what they can to reach people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And they're just disciples of Jesus. And they're living the Christian life wherever they are. And they're doing what they can to reach out and to serve people. And if you can find yourself somebody like that, and if you have a heart to support missions, find yourself somebody like that and do everything you can to support them, because they are rare. I tell you, they are rare. I've lived in a couple different countries now, and I've been around different missionaries, and I tell you the truth, it is very rare, in my opinion, to find somebody who's what I would consider a missionary versus a Moochenary. Especially from my experience in China, from my personal opinion, take it for what you will, but I would say the vast majority of the people that I came across were what I would call Moochenaries. There's very few people that I would consider true men or women of God that were truly doing a sacrificial work, laying down their lives. I'm not saying there aren't any. I'm sure there's many, but I'm just saying that they're few and far between. But the majority of the people that go out fit more into the category of Moochenary. If you can find yourself a missionary, get behind him, support him, pray for him, stand in the gap for him. You will not regret it. They need it. They need the prayers. They need the support. They need the encouragement. The Moochenaries, they just need your money. Stay away from them. Don't even waste your time. Hope this is helpful. God bless.